just a voice then, right?
Yeah, hold on. No, we had nothing. Like there was no video.
Oh.
It was just buffering.
Yeah, it's still buffering. It's trying to say it's reconnecting every 3 minutes now, and I've already hit it and all that.
All right. You're back live. Everything looks good. Continue as you were.
All right, thank you. Sorry, we had a technical difficulty with Streamlabs and YouTube. We kind of cut us off for a short time. I don't know how long, probably 7 minutes, or I apologize. But this is the B main, second the B main with 2 laps to go. The A main final will be next week. Viewers didn't miss out on anything. Brent Pryor with out in front, followed by McKay, Spatola, Sinkhorn, and Eskew. 6 cars from the B. I heard 6 cars from the B will go. So your 6th spot will be Dan Dozer and Curl on the outside. This will be the final lap right now. Here they come. Let's go back to the 6th spot, 6th transfer spot. Right there, number 17 and 12. It's right there with Dan Dozer across the checkered. Is he going to make the final? It's going to be a good one. Pryor, McKay, Spatola, Sinkhorn, Eskew, and Dozer goes to the A main final. So right now we're going to have a 5-minute warm-up. Most likely it's going to cut it down. Sorry for all you viewers that saw a blank screen or froze. That was totally out of my control. It was all Streamlab or YouTube that cut us down. I wasn't cussing. I wasn't being nasty, so I don't know why it would shorten us up or cut us out, but it did. We were trying for about 7 minutes to keep getting it back up, and it finally came on. So, viewers, you're back to racing. This is going to be the A main final. And I believe it could be 30 or 40 laps. I'll tell you in just a second to get all my total information from Jeff, the Peoria Invitational UMP Modified Director, I would say. He's in charge of the operations. Right there's your running order right now, just out on the track. Oh, we got a major crash on the track. Those guys aren't going to have much time, I'm sure, to fix their cars. But right now, Matt Shannon's up on the leaderboard on being the fastest lap. Jake Montgomery is at second. This is all warm-up. These guys are doing is testing their cars. We got a melee in turn 3 and 4. Sheet metal cell. We're going to have to go find out if I can find some pieces to build my car. But don't forget, race fans, street stocks next week at Fairbury. 410s at Knoxville the last week, 2 weeks from now. So remember, this is a 4-race series. These drivers race 4 different vehicles, race cars, and 4 different tracks. So it really takes a talented driver to run all 4 classes fast. So when it comes down to the points in the championship, I'll bet you there's going to be about 7 or 8 guys that are within probably, I'd say, 15, 20 points to go into the championship and can probably win it on the last 4th race in the 410s at Knoxville. I mean, what are you going to say? Knoxville Nationals, most historical facility in the world, running 410. So these guys are going to be able to get in some wing cars. Viewers didn't know, these guys come from all forms of racing backgrounds, all forms of cars, from go-karts to super late models, to street stocks, to bombers, to Hornets, you name it. These 30 drivers come from a wide range of different kind of race vehicles. So they got about 2 minutes 28 seconds before this warm-up is over, and then we're going to get into the A main final. Your winner from the first race at super late models at the dirt track at Charlotte was Brayton Wallace. Barry Soddard had taken second, and Brent Pryor had taken third. If some of you viewers weren't watching it, it was a hell of a show, coming down to top 3, top 5 guys all nose to tail. It was some exciting racing. And here at Limaland, it's just a little bit different of a racing facility. So let's see if we can get in a cockpit of one of these drivers right now before the race. doesn't let me any drivers. All these drivers got me locked out, man. They don't want me. They don't want any part of me showing you that their driving talent and their foot control. You got 1 minute 12 seconds of practice. They're going to wear this track out until they go to the cushion. They're going to end up going high. Trust me, all these drivers are working the bottom. They're working the top. But I'll tell you what, with everybody racing hard right now in the warm-up, trying to work the bottom, that's going to go away. That's probably not going to be the fastest line. Maybe the best line for a slide job, or if you really have to get down there if you're in heavy traffic. But the top line, about probably 2 or 3 feet from the wall, is where they're going to run. And then maybe in the middle of the race, it's going to get up there to about 12 or 18 inches to the wall. So that's going to be an exciting racing. "20 seconds to count down for the A main feature final here for the Peoria Invitational UMP Modifieds. Again, we'd like to thank Pushing the Cushion Production for streaming live for you race fans and viewers. We'd like to thank our sponsors for tonight's racing action for the Peoria Invitational: Design Metal Art, Jessup Logistics, Sofa King Fast Sim Sports, Pushing the Cushion Productions, Speed World Hobby, and Works Graphics. If you'd like to get one of your race cars painted, talk to Dave Ward, send him a message, and he'll be glad to do it. And then we have Anthony Goyette from Goyette Trucking, which we don't have his logo just yet, so we will have it in the following week for you race fans to see. It wouldn't be possible without these sponsors helping us stream live for you race fans. There's no money involved with us doing it, so it's just our time, but all the help from these sponsors helping us out pay for our software and streaming, we'd like to thank you very much. So heat number 1, front row inside, number 70, Jonah Perkins. In the second spot, Matthew Bathhazer, number 16. Second row inside, Jake Montgomery, number 21. Fourth spot, Sean O'Neill, number 210. Third row and inside, the double out of Billy Brickley. In the sixth spot, row number 3, Brayton Wallace, number 6. Fourth row inside, in the seventh spot, Lyndon Whitfield, number 321. Matt Shannon, in the A spot, number 15. Fifth row, Dalton Huey, number 27th, inside of row 5. Outside in the 10th spot, Barry Sauter, 189. In the 6th row, in the 11th spot, number 64, Dawson Cook. In the 12th spot, it would be, I believe, Shelly Simpson, I apologize, number 20. In the 13th spot on the inside, number 40, Mike Chastain. In row number 7, outside in the 14th spot, number 15, Brent Pryor. Brent took third place in the A-Main final last week, so keep your eyes on him. In the 15th spot, Blaze Baker, 77. Michael McKay in the 16th, number 26. 9th row, Adam Rhodes, 33. Michael Spatola, number 89 to 18th. 19th, Tyler Edler, 22. Carl Sinkhorn in 19th. Austin Archdale, 21st. 22nd, Austin Eskew. Michael Mendenhall and Dan Dozer, number 17, in the 24th spot. And we're going racing. Keeping our eyes right now on the leader, and that's going to be Dan Dozart, number 17, which it looks like Jonah Perkins is number 17, is your leader. Going up high, Perkins is working on the bottom, number 21, that's Montgomery. Montgomery up high, Perkins trying to cut him down tight on the inside. These guys are swapping back and forth already. You got the top 18 cars right now battling it out side by side. The Buckshot is in the 4th spot, coming in the middle between 3 drivers, getting the sandwich. That's where he likes. He likes to be in the middle. He likes to be squished upon, being sandwiched. So he feels very comfortable. You might not see him leave that position for a few laps. He likes to be touched upon. So, we'll keep an eye on him. But now it's still Montgomery now starting to stretch it out. Lyndon Whitfield in that 2nd spot in the black car. The yellow and orange of Sean O'Neill in the 3rd spot, going very high, trying to get a run off turn 4, trying to get by Perkins. He does get by for a split second. He brings it down to the middle of the track, trying to stay on the outside of Perkins. Here it comes across the stripes. It's going to be O'Neill, Perkins, then Huey, number 27th in the 5th spot. So you got the top 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th right now battling it out. Your leader, Jake Montgomery, we're going to put our camera on him real quick. He's starting to stretch it out just a little bit. He's got about 4 car lengths now on to Whitfield, O'Neill, Perkins, and Ewing. So let's go see if we can get some action going for our 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th right now. And now we're going to do this, and it looks like we had a little bit of a lead change. And it's still Montgomery, number 21, out in front. So Whitfield, your leader, 321. The computer screen is just throwing it all over the place. I don't know if it shows it a back. Oh, we got a spin, and that will be number 10. And he gets hit by, I believe, the buckshot, and the yellow flag is going to come out. Yeah, the yellow flag comes out just then. And it looks like the crash is right there in the middle, in their turn, coming out of turn 4, right there. Yeah, car spins, and that's going to put him down, and the buckshot is going to go a lap down. I'm not, sorry, not a lap down. He's going to go to the back. I don't see him up there. But 321, he's going to be Lyndon Whitfield. He's going to be in the lead. Jake Montgomery, 2nd. We're going to put them up in the order. They're going to come out of turn 4. The pace truck is going to go one more lap. Here's your running order as of right now with 12 laps of 50 lappers, 38 laps to go. Whitfield, Montgomery, Perkins, Cook, Ewing, and Chastain. I'm sorry, and Baker. And here they come. One more lap, 13 down. They're going to start the green on lap number 14. 36 laps to go. 321. Whitfield now jumps to the cushion, gets down really low on the cushion where the moisture is on the bottom, starts to stretch it out. Montgomery in 2nd, Perkins in that 70 in that blue and white black race car on the bottom of Montgomery, working those tires. You don't want to hit those tires. That'll jack your car up about 2 feet off the ground. But now Perkins is on Montgomery on the inside. Montgomery in the pink and turquoise number 21. Perkins in the blue and the black, followed up high with Cook and Ewing close behind, and Baker in that 5th spot. Here they come across the stripes, and it looks like Montgomery and Cook are touching sheet metals. They're rubbing is racing in these little UMP modifieds. But that's going to let Whitfield start to check out. Perkins and Montgomery still battling at that 2nd spot. It's Perkins across the stripes in the 2nd spot. Ewing in the 3rd, Shannon in the 4th spot, and Cook in the 5th. All unofficial race fans. So Jake Montgomery starting to stretch it out. Whitfield starting to stretch it out. Montgomery in that 2nd spot. Perkins in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Perkins, Ewing, and Cook all battling it out side by side. And you got number 15, and that's going to end up being Montgomery on the high side. Shannon is checking out right now. So Lyndon Whitfield is going to start heading in some traffic right now. Already we're traffic 321. That is your leader. Let's put our camera on him and see if you race fans like to have to be in the cockpit of your leader and what he's got to deal with. Looks like he's blocked out the cockpit here. Nope, we got it now. He let us in. He had to flick a switch to let us in. He didn't want his secrets. This is your leader, Lyndon Whitfield, right now. Open track in front of him, working this UMP, working the bottom. Listen to the throttle control. We're going to let him listen to it. And the yellow flag comes out. So your running order under yellow with 25 laps to go, 25 laps down. Your running order is Lyndon Whitfield in the lead, Matt Shannon in the second, Jake Montgomery third, Jonah Perkins in the fourth. Wow, he started way back, if I'm not mistaken. That was Barry Wallace that started farther back. He's in the A spot right now. So your leader that started about, say, a 18th spot, that won last week at the dirt track at Charlotte, Brayton Wallace, he's already in the A spot right now. So keep our eye on Mr. Wallace. That's car number 6 on my screen. So we will get the right number for you to keep our eye on him. 26 laps down, 24 to go. They're probably going to start with 23 laps left. Long race, still a lot of time for a lot of these racers. These yellows come out. That means Lyndon Whitfield doesn't have to deal with any back traffic, anything at this time for at least maybe 4 or 5 laps. So we're going to get our eye on your leader. Going to come across. Number 10's getting a wave around. So there is somebody getting a wave around right now to get back of the pack. Maybe he had to go in the pits, so they gave him a wave around. You can do that. I believe I don't know the league rules of Peoria Invitational. I don't know if they do with only 10 laps left. They don't give you a wave around, but they end up giving a wave around at the halfway point. So obviously, and here's the jump. It's Whitfield now taking a good jump, starting in the middle of the corner. Remember, the jump is on the leader. Shannon now gets into the back of him, kind of hits the wall. Car pushes up. Cars on the inside is Cook, Sauter, Perkins on the bottom. Your top 3, Whitfield, Shannon, Montgomery on the top side right now. Exactly where I thought it's going to be, on the cushion. So we'll keep our eyes on these cars. A couple of them are going to hit the wall. And there's Montgomery hit the wall under yellow. The last thing you want to do under yellow is wreck your car, especially letting off. These drivers should not be letting off really quick anyway. They should get out of the corners, kind of lightly get off the gas. That honestly, that's probably the smartest thing to do. I'm a couch racer, though I know nothing about it, but in general, I don't think when you see the yellow flag, you don't want to just get off the gas, because everybody's nose to tail is so close that under yellow you can still wreck your car. So these drivers need to keep moving, pressing forwards a little bit, like maybe go a half a track at full speed and gradually get off the throttle, and that'll save some accidents. But we got 20 laps to go now, and number 89 is getting his wave around. So there's another car getting a wave around right now. And there goes number 10 again. He's getting his wave around. I think that was Chastain. I'm not really sure, but I think that was Chastain, number 10, getting his wave around. But I'm not positive. So we're going to go one more lap under yellow. 18 laps to go. We're going to start green flag at 17 laps. So they show that number 89, we're going to have to keep our eye on that. Why is that showing the leader? I don't think he's leading. But you never know. Yeah, I think the computer is kind of... Mike Spatola, number 89, is going to get the start. He's going to lead them off. Here we go, green now. We're going to keep the running order up. It's really going to show... my screen is still not functioning for who's leading. It shows Mike Spatola out in the lead. Looks like a yellow flag could come out. That's going to be good. This is all out of my control, race fans. The monitor is still not working properly. It has nothing to do with me. It shows a lot of different drivers. It shows like Mike Spatola in the lead. It showed him back at the middle of the pack. Now it shows him up in front. Shannon in second, Whitfield in third. When I had our camera on him earlier, it showed him in the back of the pack, but he was leading. So I don't know if the camera's playing tricks or the positioning of the drivers from the TV overlay is causing the problems, but we'll keep our eye on that right now. Still yellow flags with 12 laps to go. This is exciting. I hope this camera keeps trying to work properly, and I'm doing everything I can to get it up and run correctly for you race fans. So right now we got number 15, Matt Shannon. There we go. Now now it's all working properly. That's a good sign. Wow, we don't know what's going on there. That had nothing to do with me. So, not that I won't take the heat for it, but I will. I have no problem. But right now, number 15, Matt Shannon in the blue and white car. Landon Whitfield in that black and green and blue sheet metal work in second. Third place is Cook. Pryor's fourth. Perkins in the fifth spot. So it looks like the running order with 10 laps is going to be a shootout. It's going to be a sprint race, just like go-karts. So if any of these guys have driven go-karts, they're going to know what it's like to go in a sprint race, because usually they're 8 to 12 laps. So I think the driver that races go-karts that's in this A-main feature in the top 6 is going to have the advantage. So here they come out of 4. We don't need the running order right now. Going to go one more yellow. This is a long yellow. They're pacing this race down to about 8 laps, 7 laps under green. So the pace truck comes out into turn 3 off the track. He's going to go one more yellow. Truck jumps back out, and he's just driving all over. Look at it. I don't even think the truck driver knows what he's doing. He's the Silverado Chevy is running in the inside the infield, coming back on the track. This is a long yellow. This is definitely not going to go over well with the leader, but here we go. It could help him more than anything. One more yellow. At least the guys in 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, they're not going to like it. Maybe Shannon, Whitfield, and Cook's going to like it, because it could finish under this if the computer iRacing is glitching. 7 laps to go. Now going to be 6, and they come around. Pace truck looks like he's coming off. Yep, he does. Here they come down to green. 7 laps to go. Matt Shannon up on the top side, followed by Whitfield on the top side. Pryor going down low. Perkins down low. Baker down low. Or actually in the middle now. But there's your leader, Matt Shannon, in the blue and white car. The black car of Whitfield in that 2nd spot, followed by Perkins on the inside, number 64. He's down low on the bottom. Let's go to Pryor right now. There's Pryor and Perkins with another yellow with 5 laps to go. It could be a green-white checkered shootout for Matt Shannon, Whitfield, Cook, Pryor, Perkins, and Wallace in your top 6. I'm not saying 7th on back is not going to win it, but the top 6 is going to have a great shot for a green-white checker to go with 4 laps, coming around for 3. So it's going to be a showdown and a shootout for Shannon and Whitfield. They've been running up front. They've already been side by side with each other. They know exactly what they're doing with each other and what moves they've been doing. But could a slide job play a factor here at the end of the race? Nobody's did a slide job. The tracks might not be there in the bottom, but if you come up to the cushion a little bit and slide underneath them, do a quick slide job, you might get away with them moisture and the cushion on top. So we're going to have to keep our eyes on Shannon and Whitfield in the top 2 spots. And it should be single file. So Shannon's going to have the advantage for one thing, just because the green flag is on the pole sitter or the starter in the single file. So this is where Shannon's going to have all odds on his side. 100% chance if he doesn't make a mistake, he can win it. But we're going to have to see Whitfield. He's going to get on his bumper. Here they come out of turn number 4. Whitfield on the bottom. Shannon stays on top right now. We're going to go right now to our leader. They both touch and get themselves to the wall. Here comes Cook on the bottom. Oh, and there's a crash, and a car upside down didn't get towed off the track fast enough. Are they going to go green, or are they going to put a yellow flag out? Our final lap, they're going to stay green right now. It's going to come down to the finish to the checkered flag. Oh, and Cook gives Whitfield a little bit of push, but it was all coming down to the checkered flag. And your winner is going to be Whitfield, Cook, Pryor in the top 3 spots. Shannon in the 4th, Perkins 5. 6 is Wallace, Bathhazer 7th, Archdale 8, Chastain 9, and McKay 10. So it was a shootout with a major crash to the cars up front, and they kept the green out. I'm sure the officials are going to look at something like that and see what's going on and hand out their penalties and maybe give someone an EOL for the next race. or find out if there's something that why the yellow flag didn't come out, if since it was up towards the top of the leader getting crashed out by getting pushed around. We'll never know. But we're going to do an interview with the top three. I'd like to thank all you race fans and the viewers for coming on board and visiting here us at Pushing the Cushion and the Peoria Invitational UMP Modifieds here at Limaland. The next race is going to be next week uh, at Street Stocks at Fairbury next Tuesday. And then the following week will be the final race, four race series, 410s at Knoxville is be the final race. So I'd like to thank all you viewers for coming out and watching us. If you want to stick around, we're going to do an interview real quick here to the cars up front in the front, getting some pictures taken right now, and we're just going to go from there. And we're going to talk to our in just a second. We're going to talk to our third place finisher, and that's going to be Brent Pryor. And I'm going to see if I could find him.
See, Billy, I got Dawson who finished second. Brent is not able to talk right
Would you like to say anything for him? I mean, is he okay? Is he got his mouth full of
Yeah,
dirt or something?
his Discord does not work, so he's gonna miss out on the interview as of now. I'll
All
throw you
right.
second place.
All right. We're going to go to our second place, Dawson Cook. Dawson, do you have the mic?
I do.
Brother, what a race. I think weren't you like in the fourth and fifth spot on that final green white checker?
I started third.
Yeah, and a little bit of melee got you through. Great job to move up into second spot. How was the car and how was the track conditions on the bottom and then on top?
Good. Most of the race I ran the bottom, just trying to stay out of chaos. And the first green flag run drove my way from 11th to 5th, and kind of just stayed up front from there.
So you were glad the yellow came out then, right?
Yeah, once I got to 5th, the top four were kind of checked out. So once that first yellow came out, kind of helped me recover, and everyone else was migrating to the top, and I stayed right around the tires and came home second. I'll take it.
Heck yeah, they were running up top and they were getting racy, and the cushion wasn't all there. It was so close to the wall that you'd see a lot of guys hit the right rear quarter panel up on it, and you stayed on the bottom. But being on a littler track than just coming back, um, coming back from the dirt track of Charlotte and coming to this racetrack, they're totally two different racetracks you're racing on, and two different styles of cars, of super late models to the UMPs. Don't you agree?
Yeah, these things are, you got to be a wheelman to drive these things. They're a little bit erratic compared to the late models. Got less downforce, smaller tires, and smaller track. It slicked off a lot compared to last week, and it was either run the wall or run the mine tires down in the bottom, and so it's definitely different from last week.
Well, what did you tell me a little bit about yourself? What do you actually do? Race still cars in real life right now, or are you on
Yeah,
hiatus?
yeah, I race these modifieds in real life all around the central Illinois area, Peoria.
Well, I mean, being a sim racer, honestly, I mean, give us some perspective, since dirt's only came in the last 4 or 5 years or whatever with iRacing, because it's been such a NASCAR setup and stuff, or they've been used to NASCAR. How being a driver of a real UMP car, how does this compare? I mean, is there really some resemblance?
Yeah, they're pretty. They've got this thing pretty nailed out. They went and scanned a guy here locally called Mike McKinney's car, and they laser scan at each track, and I think they've got it about as close as they can without actually going out and doing it. I mean, it's definitely cheaper. Definitely doesn't cost as much, and it's definitely, if you want to get into racing and just looking to have some fun, definitely an easy way to do it. Go buy a $100 wheel, go find a cheap computer on eBay or Facebook Marketplace, and you can be out racing as close as you can get without actually being in the seat of a real car.
Now, do you do this on a normal basis? Like, do you race the sim racing a lot, do you race a certain class a lot, or do you just when you can?
Sim, I've had iRacing since 2013, so I've had iRacing for a while, but that was back when they just had the asphalt stuff, and so, but I got back into it when the dirt came out, and I do the iRacing stuff in the winter when we can't actually go out in real life and have fun.
Yeah, the COVID-19 is actually keeping us all inside and stuff, so it kind of gives us something to do. A lot of race fans out there, I'm sure, do all do it, and but there's a lot of people that aren't on here that we're pretty fortunate to have this kind of form of racing, sim racing inside. So it buys our time from not be able to go outside. So it does help us enjoy our days better since we are inside. But is there anybody that and your sponsors that you'd like to thank tonight before you leave?
Yeah, all my guys on my real car, Lethal Chassis, Dirt Car USA, Uftering Weston, Yoda Oil, Fast Signs, Opie, Big Daddy Scrap, all those guys, they help a lot with the money aspect and product aspect in real life. So give them a shout out on here too.
Oh, that's awesome, and hopefully that we'll go back racing here soon. Uh, Stay safe. We'll see you next week in Street Stocks. Hopefully that you make it at Fairbury. Not one of my favorite tracks, even though I'm still new to this. It's definitely not one of my favorite tracks. But have a good night. Go celebrate with your team, and congratulations, and hope to see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, we're going to go to our winner here, Lyndon Whitfield. Lyndon, you have your ears on. Lyndon, you have your microphone?
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing? Is it Lyndon or Lyndon?
Lyndon.
Lyndon, what a race! I'm going to give you a little bit of time to explain this, but man, you were up front so much. You got a little bit banged around. You got pushed around. Um, how'd the car feel? I mean, the pressure was there, so you handled it extremely well with Shannon and Perkins and Cook and Pryor all battling it out up front with you. How'd the car feel though? You had a dominant car, I feel. Did you not?
Oh yeah, we ran there in that warm up race, and everybody was kind of, they were all up top, just knocking the wall down and all that, and that's normally what I like to do, get up there and knock the wall down. But I was kind of looking there towards the end of the warm up, and I saw nobody wasn't really around the bottom, and I could see there was still a really like defined line of mud and grip down there, and so I just decided I was just content with riding a little bit, riding and taking a top five finish, and we got we got going there. I think it was the first second lap, and I knew that I was good, so I just decided that I needed to go and get out of the carnage. And I think it was lap three. It was lap 3 or 4. I went from seventh to second, and then me and Jake had a little battle there, and I found the lead and kind of just rode from there. And then we had a couple of those late race cautions, and Matt got ahead of me, and we went in that last that last that last green white checker or whatever we had there. I went up there to slide to get up top. I had not a clue. I didn't think he was gonna be there, and he jumped the cushion, and I got into him a little bit, took the lead. Then that deal happened over there in 3 and 4. So
Yeah, that's pretty much. It was some good racing. These UMPs like to slide, especially when the track gets slick. They like to slide a long ways. They're not like a sprint car where you throw it in there and you give it gas and it kind of pulls itself out. But it came down to that green-white checkered. I thought there was an advantage there for the pole sitter at that time, and because when you get to do the starts and not to wait for the flag man, you could start anywhere as you want. But yeah, you ran a terrific race. You stayed up front pretty much after you got up there all throughout the rest of the race. And congratulations. What do you actually do? You live in Illinois, and do you still race sim, and do you race real cars, and what kind do you race?
yeah, I live in Fairbury, Illinois, so Falls is my home track. I drive a UMP Sportsman in real life. That's what I do there. So, and as far as the sim goes, I've had this since right when Dirt came out. I got this, so it's been 3 4 years now maybe. And I get on here and I race pretty consistently throughout the year. Probably with this whole COVID deal, I've been on here 1 to 2 nights, 1 to 2 hours a night. Just making laps and stuff.
Well, that's great. Do you want to ask one more question? No, but does this sim UMP car have more horsepower than your real race car?
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
But we'd like to thank you for coming. We'd like to congratulate you on your win. You Anybody that you would like to thank, and any of your sponsors that you would like to thank before we let you go?
Well, as far as the sim racing goes, I'd just like to thank Austin Friedman and Sean O'Neill. We turned a bunch of laps here this week, getting ready for this race, and then just all my real world sponsors too. Here we got Ace Motorsports, Dyer's Top Rods, About Hair, Adkin Seed Service, Pontiac RV, Emancipation Brewery, TBSI, Executive Homes, Allstate Agent, Corey Metz, Emerson Plumbing, Hoffman Financial Services, McCorder Bedding, Steidinger Foods, Jeff Curl Racing, and Superior Detail. And
Well,
my mom and dad for letting me sit in here and run this.
right on. Well, congratulations. You were 10th place in points. This win is really going to move you up the food chain a little bit. So I think it's going to get you probably in the top 4 spot after this. You never know, maybe more. But congratulations. We hope to see you next week at Fairbury in the street stocks. So have a good night and thank you.
Thank you, YouTube.
See you, buddy. Let's see if I can get someone else. Let me see if I can get Austin Archdale in here and see if I can get him to do it. Austin, do you have the microphone? Austin, are you out there? Okay, we didn't get Austin. Austin's probably got off, probably drinking some beer right now. Had a rough night. Billy Brickley, do you have your ears on? Well, Billy.
Yeah, I got
Oh,
you,
there
Billy.
you got me. Hey, so tonight, what do you think about the race tonight? I know you were racing, but in general, you were really more admitting the race than you were racing. So being a double duty, it is what it is. But not worried about you racing and racing these things and all that. So that's not going to be my question tonight. But overall, for the racing aspect for the UMPs from coming from the super late models from the dirt track and coming to this smaller track, how do you think overall that the drivers did?
It was pretty good at first, and then kind of broke loose there at the end. I think everybody wanted to start making moves way too fast at the end and making spots up. Turned in a little bit of chaos, but we did what we could with what we had. So, uh, that's the way it is. We'll figure it out next week. Hopefully, get a little bit better, make some changes maybe, but I'm sure the guys running this deal will have it fixed up for next week for sure.
Yeah, it's a pretty good deal. I don't remember the gentleman's last name, but was it Jeff Hall that's in charge of the
Yeah,
Peoria
he's the one
invitation? Is he
that's
here? Is he here tonight? Is he on the?
uh
Does he have his
he
mic?
might. Last I knew his mic wasn't working, but
Okay, I'd like to interview the president of this league. But anyway, you go to super late models, the UMPs, and then next week these guys are going to street stocks. What a horsepower difference, huh? Change and Fairbury.
yeah, yeah, it's gonna be a big difference. We'll see. Street stocks you can beat and bang a little bit more, so I don't know if we need that for these, but we'll see how that goes. I'm sure it'll be exciting and interesting for sure.
Well, whose car did you drive tonight? I know you don't own a UMP. You're not a fan of them. Not saying you don't like them. I'm just saying you're not a fan. Whose ride did you get in tonight? I know you ran the 305s and the 410s and 360s all week. Whose car did you drive? Who did you drive for tonight?
It's still a Sofa King car, but we just dust it off. It only runs every so often.
So it's just put in the garage, and any of the team members that are going to go UMP racing,
Yeah,
just
pretty
bring
much.
it, bring it, bring it, in put it in
Whoever
a
wants to
trailer.
run it.
I like it. I like it. Well, thank you for helping the Peoria Invitational UMP. I know you're big behind the scenes for this United Dirt Sim Series and pushing the cushion productions. Thank you very much, and I hope to talk to you soon.
Yep, thank you, Billy.
Thank you. Well, race fans, I'd like to thank you for coming out for the Peoria Invitational UMP Modifieds here at Limaland. Remember, like I always say something before I leave, always a positive note in life. This COVID-19 is deadly. It's killing a lot of people, friends, family, and people we don't know. And most of these people are spending time by themselves after loved ones have passed away, and we can't be close to them, or they can't be close to them because they have to be in quarantine. We're lucky to have the sim racing group and a family of all around people from all around the world. We really appreciate you coming out and doing what our government and your state says to do, because it's not we don't know how deadly this can be. It's already deadly enough. One death is too many. So please just remember, stay home, keep washing your hands, wear your mask, do what it takes. Just try to enjoy home and get close to your family and tell your loved ones that you love them once in a while, because you never know what could happen. So good night. This is Billy Idol from Pushing the Cushion Production saying peace out.